Drupal is a capable and highly flexible platform, but building with it requires a heavy and demanding toolset. Before you can write a line of code, you have to establish a baseline web environment. This means configuring a code editor, Docker, a PHP environment, and a local database. Then come Drupal-specific layers: Composer for dependencies, Drush for commands, and Get. This stack consumes hours of setup. It causes port conflicts, version mismatches, and memory exhaustion that slows the machine to a crawl. When it comes time to collaborate, these local variations create friction. A configuration that runs perfectly for one developer might fail for another, leading to the common bottleneck: it works on my machine. The local machine ends up acting as a brittle development server. Instead of a tool for creation, the hardware becomes a bottleneck that prevents building. We can avoid this by treating the laptop as a window into the environment, rather than the server running it. DrupalForge moves this entire server architecture into the cloud. It spins up the necessary environment externally, so the local machine doesn't have to handle the processing load or the configuration. The primary interface is a browser-based VS Code IDE. It provides the same experience as the desktop version, but the computing power and project files reside in the cloud. Because this environment is purpose-built, Composer and Drush are already connected to the browser terminal. You can install modules instantly. Visual database access is also built in. Through phpMyAdmin, you can inspect tables directly in the browser, removing the need for local clients. This setup provides a pre-configured ecosystem where every tool is linked from the start, allowing you to begin working the moment you open a tab. Most Drupal work follows a specific rhythm. You edit the code, execute a command, and review the change. In a cloud environment, this rhythm is very fast. You can edit a Twig template in the browser, then immediately run a command in the terminal to rebuild the cache. The live application URL updates instantly. You'll see the results of your code changes without waiting for local servers or containers to sync. When the task is done, the environment can be paused and resumed later. This means you only use the card resources when you are actively working. This creates a workflow of lightweight, disposable workspaces. You can spin up a site for a quick prototype or a test, and then shut it down once the experiment is finished. Beyond saving hardware resources, the primary benefit of this shift is the removal of technical barriers that slow down teams. Onboarding a new developer or a student becomes much faster. They can start contributing on day one because they aren't stuck troubleshooting their local environment or fighting dependency errors. In training sessions and classrooms, every participant uses the exact same environment. Whether they are using a high-end desktop or an older laptop, the workspace is identical and guaranteed to work. Collaboration is also simplified. You can share a live URL with a client for a review or with a teammate for a quick code check, untethering the project from your personal machine. Local tools like DDEV remain useful for offline work or highly specific custom stacks, but they're no longer a mandatory requirement to start a project. By removing the friction of local setup, developers can spend their time building instead of configuring. Try DrupalForge today to see how it changes your workflow.